Hi everyone, Nick here, and today we're having another look back at an F1 2020 league race. This time we're at Interlagos, which is home of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Now this is a track I like, I just don't feel like I'm that good at it, and combined with the Haas that I'd be driving, which I don't think is particularly good at any track, let's be honest. And I just generally didn't really feel massively on the pace in general. And coming off the back of a pretty rubbish result in the end at Vietnam, I just really felt like I was coming into this on the back foot. I didn't feel majorly confident, and the practice races that we did before the main race itself, they didn't really help either. I'm really struggling to think of any of them that I didn't have some kind of spin or minor damage. I mean, there you can see I'm just going off the track completely between the last couple of corners, and yeah, it wasn't a recipe for success that was brewing here, let's be honest. But I thought that before. I've come into races before massively underrating my chances and done well, so you never know. Maybe I could prove myself wrong and do something useful for a change. So into qualifying then. Dry session, no need to worry about that, and because it's such a short track I actually went for the softer tyre option. That meant I had 4 sets of soft tyres and I was planning on doing 4 runs. So this is the first of those runs. It felt okay, I guess, but it wasn't all that really, and we crossed the line to do a 109.427. Never mind though, we've got 3 more runs to do. But as you can see, we've pulled into the pits here, waiting to be allowed to go back into the garage, and then for whatever reason, apparently I lost connection to PSN.
What a great game.
Didn't lose any other internet connection, so don't know what's going on with that. I was able to rejoin, that's fine, but it did cost me some time and put me under pressure to get those 4 runs in. So this is the second run. Didn't have a delta for some reason, top right hand corner, so I didn't really know where I was going in terms of pace. 109.1 is okay, but yeah, still much more room for improvement. Run 3, we were up and feeling okay, but then in the middle of the second sector it went a bit wobbly, and you can see we've made a lock up there. Back end's gone a bit funny through the left hander there, and we've lost loads of time, so we ended up avoiding that. So 4th and final run then. Let's see what we could do. So we brake nice and late, about the 50 metre mark for the left hander, try and use as much curb on turns 2 and turn 3, but without invalidating, and we've made up nearly 1.5 tenths there. Very nice start to the lap. Going to lob it through here. Not really what we were after. We get a good exit, yes, but I think we braked a little bit too early and it was a bit too conservative, and as a result we haven't really made any time up. I find that corner really tricky, the sort of double apex, and then we're a little bit wide away from the apex, which compromises us here, and we get the little lock up and we are losing time. But yeah, it's not tragic, it's just not great. Not too bad through there, but again we lose time under acceleration. We're less than a tenth up now, so this is not going great. But fortunately we brake there, we get a really nice final corner, and because of that we not only make up time in it itself, but we carry that time all the way up the hill, and you can see we're going to nearly knock a third of a second off. But would it be good enough to do anything good? Not really. It was a 108.7, so that was only good enough for 12th place on the grid, which was not what we were hoping for. And admittedly, it was very close in the midfield. I mean, what, like 1 or 2 tenths would have put me 5th or 6th. So it was very congested in the midfield there, but unfortunately I wasn't fast enough. So we were going to be outside the top 10 and not massively where we want to be on the grid. So starting the race on softs, going to go for a one-stop strategy, soft to mediums. We want to get a good start, but more importantly we want to survive the start. So down into turn 1 we're going to be nice and cautious, try and stay nice on the inside, and then just be wary of anyone who's on the inside. We've got Maxi's Renault, which we've just seen get some damage, so we need to be a little bit careful in case he maybe understeers or something like that. But we've got Hags and his Ferrari going very fast, trying to go around the outside. We're going to hold our line on the inside, and you can see the arrows go away, so we've got the place held. So we're in 11th, we've made up a place, so that's not a bad start, and we've got no damage either, so that's good. Maxi we know is maybe going to struggle a little bit with his front wing damage, so we're going to try and keep on his tail and see what we can do as we get through the lap. But one thing we weren't counting on was him getting even more damage, because Port goes very wide and then swings back in, and then for some reason I then decide, well, maybe I can just drive through Port's car. I don't really know what I was planning there. I don't know what I expected. I kind of just drifted wide. I should have just pulled a bit further right. I don't really know what Port was doing there, and because I was concerned that he was going to spear across off the grass into me, I had to brake, and that obviously compromised me down the straight. So we've got cars all over us behind, and we've got wing damage, and at this point you can see it's just not really working. We've gone through there, Owl has got past us. We think about maybe trying to attack him again, but we can't. We just got no grip. We can't turn in properly, and because of that, Hags gets past us easily. We, for some reason, think about trying to fight back, but sometimes, I've said before, sometimes if I have a bad start or something goes wrong for me, then I can immediately put it out of my mind and think, right, come on, let's regroup, let's go again, and let's minimise the damage. In this case, went straight out the window, just head completely gone, and at this point it was just like race is gone, race is ruined, and that's just, it's not the right mentality to have. I don't know whether it was because, as I said before, I felt like I was coming in to a race a bit on the back foot, or whether it was because I had a bad result before and I felt like I needed a good result, so then knowing that I wasn't going to get a good result, I don't know. But either way, end of lap 2, and we've decided to box. There was the option of maybe going hard tyres till the end of the race, but I didn't want to go anywhere near hard tyres here. Nowhere near them. So what we decided to do was put a set of mediums on, and then, I don't know, kind of hope really. We weren't going to get to the end on them, but maybe we could get a cheap pit stop behind a safety car, maybe put, well, we don't have another set of mediums because we went for the softer tyre strategy by going for the 4 sets of softs for the race, but, you know, maybe something would come to our help. But we were going to need more than just a little something, because you can see there Mav is going to overtake us at the pit exit, and we are now 19th out of 19. What a time to be alive, eh? Anyway, by lap 4 Mav had got past Rai in front of us, and we were within DRS range of Rai, and with DRS having been enabled the previous lap, we were thinking, well, maybe we can get him. It wasn't looking too optimistic. You can see we're quite a long way back, but at this point we're getting a bit cheeky, and we think, yeah, let's go for it. And we get the job done, actually. It was a little bit sendy, I think, but no contact, no real issue. I think that was okay. And then after that, it was, trying to catch up with the cars in front, which wasn't really going that well. We got on the back of Port for 17th here, but you saw we got a pretty rubbish exit out of Juncal, got a bit too much on the curb on the exit, and as a result we didn't get a great getaway up the hill, and that meant that we weren't going to get within range. We had to back off. We weren't going to get through into turn 1 there. So what we had to do is try and do better the next lap. So this time we're a little bit smoother, no wheel spin, and I think we've got a better launch off of that final corner, and as a result we're going to get a better toe. We're going to leave everything on. We're closing, ever so slowly closing, and we're within range. We go up the inside, keep it nice and tight on the inside, Not entirely sure what happened there to Port on the outside. I didn't feel any contact, but he did end up retiring. Hopefully not anything because of my bad. I haven't seen a camera angle from his end, but I think I was okay there. I got nice and tight on the inside. At the start of lap 17, I was able to gain a place because Chugsy pitted, and that put us all the way up into 16th. And then we were able to close on a couple of cars in front, Mav and our teammate for the day, Beckford. And we got to see them having a nice little battle. And then we got to have a battle with Beckford ourselves. And I don't know if he had some damage. I think vaguely remember we might have been talking about it at the start of the race about whether we would pit or not. But he definitely didn't look like he had great pace at this stage of the race. And I felt I was quicker than him, but of course it's Brazil. I mean, realistically, other than turn 1 and turn 4, the rest of the track isn't a great place to try and overtake. And we've run a little bit wide there, so we're going to try and get him up the hill, but he gets a decent exit there, and we've got obviously the same engine as him because we're in the Haas. And yeah, we're just not really closing on him. So we've got all of our goodies switched on, but no, this is going to need to be send of a century, and we're not going to do that on our teammate. Even a virtual teammate, we're not going to do that. So that wasn't ideal. The thing also wasn't ideal is that Chugsy had closed right onto the back of us, and he was in the Renault. And you know what that means, he's just going to cruise there. I thought he was actually going to go up the inside of Beckford as well and take both of the Hasses on a straight. Would have been amazing scenes, but we're going to try and battle with him, but it's not going to work, is it? So we're going to give up and let him go and take the place. So nice little scrap there, but we've now gone back down into 16th place, unfortunately. And we're going to follow them round, because again, what we're thinking now is, okay, so Chugsy is looking pretty racy. He's got a very speedy car. It looks a bit slidey, but he's got some pace. So maybe we can follow him through when he gets through ahead of Beckford. However, Beckford has other ideas and does some kind of road blocking spin manoeuvre to try and hold Chugsy off. It wasn't particularly successful, either that or he just lost the back end. But one thing you can see here is that Chugsy got hit. He got hit by a car that span across him, and he was still able to overtake me down the straight, which tells you everything you need to know about the comparative merits of the Renault and the Haas. Not ideal, really. Anyway, end of lap 22, we picked up a time penalty for going 1 micrometre over the white line on the right hand side, so I was really happy about that. And then lap 23, we decided, yeah, we're bored of this. No safety car is coming, nothing's happening, and the tyres are going off. So let's just whack a set of soft tyres on and go to the end. We've got 12 laps till the end of the race. They will last, no problem whatsoever. I had planned to go to about lap 15 on my original set of soft tyres if I'd managed to not get any damage, and yeah, didn't have any issue with that, would have got there fine. So we've come into the pits and we've not lost really too many places. We're down back to 16th again, but we're going to come out in the track and be absolutely nowhere near anyone else. But one thing that's then going to happen is we're going to get a virtual safety car. So we've been waiting for a safety car of some kind to help us out with the strategy, and got bored, stopped waiting, and then it comes out straight away after we've pitted, so was of absolutely no use whatsoever. Great stuff. But the one thing I think we can take away from this virtual safety car is that I remembered the existence of a Delta, so I've learned from last race, so it's not all bad. But there we go, virtual safety car. What's the point of that? But we were able to gain a place because of that, because the virtual safety car came out because Maxi crashed, so that got us a place. We pumped in a nice lap time, actually managed to do the fastest lap of the race. It lasted about 7 corners until someone else beat it. We then gained another place when Chugsy pitted, so that put us up into 14th place, and we're able to then gain another place on lap 31 when CJ had a bit of a moment through the double right. His car did ghost, but you can't take that for granted on this game. You have to kind of assume that it's going to solidify. And then on the last corner of the last lap, in Hamilton Glock-esque manner, we go up the inside of Owl. Owl unfortunately had a puncture, so very much on the wrong tyre there, very much like Glock. Unfortunately, I am not going to cross the line to become 2008 world champion. I'm going to cross the line to be 12th, and you can see by the fact that I drove straight into the wall as I crossed the finish line, you can see how pleased I was with that one. So yeah, 12th, and just at no point really anywhere near the pace. It was very disappointing. I think that's, for very many reasons, I think that's my worst race of the season, both from a driving, a pace, a luck, or just any kind of, there's just no positives to take for that whatsoever. We are still 6th in the championship though, but by this point we are now 49 points off. We maybe, if we'd had the last couple of good races, could have clung on to some kind of attempt at a championship challenge, but that's gone. That's out the window. Absolutely no chance now. So what have we learned? Be careful. Yeah, be careful on that one. It's so easy. I've said it before, that I'm always try to be careful, try to be cautious. Don't get damage. It's a cliche, but you can't win the race on the first lap, but you can certainly lose it. And normally I'm quite good at doing that. I wasn't today, not really sure what was going on. And yeah, in Brazil, in a Haas, you're not going to come back from wing damage and having to do an extra pit stop. It's just never going to happen. But anyway, onwards and upwards. Next race is in Japan. I love Japan. Great track. Suzuka is one of my favourites, so fingers crossed we can have a better race next time out. But that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, then don't forget to do the old liking, subscribing and commenting. It massively helps me out, helps out the channel, so it's humongously appreciated. If you want to catch up with me on social media, then Instagram and Twitter, I'm Alfred Bulbasaur on there, details in the description. And the Discord is where we hang out between videos. Why not pop over there, details in the description below. And if you want to watch races like this live as they happen, then you can do so on Twitch every Wednesday and Sunday night. Details on the screen now and in the description below. But until next time, and the next video, goodbye.